Hello everyone, it's Simmuz here. Welcome to a brand new video, and we are talking about The Sims 4. We are going to speculate, theorize, and use the hints that the Sims gurus gave us on Twitter to find out what the new game pack is gonna be about, and hopefully even a date for the release. So if you enjoyed this kind of videos of theorizing and hints and everything, let me know in the comments down below. This is one of my first time doing something like this. I usually do like doing commentary videos, but this is like a news kind of thing and I never done it before. As of yesterday, for me recording, the Sim Gurus on Twitter, which are the developers of the Sims game, of course, they dropped a couple of hints here and there, and I have been sleuthing with the whole community to find out what these hints mean. So we're gonna go through the hints, we're gonna talk about what I think these hints mean for the game pack that it's coming out, and theories on what we are gonna see in this pack, and maybe even a release date. I'll start here on Twitter, of course, with, Grimsurudoi, Simgurudoi, Twitter. And this is the first hint that we got, as you can see, 20 hours ago. And the tweet reads, "If citrus stale, eat other root. Fate woe be it, as a sky snacker, Alps raid le 246 XOXO." With this image right here that you can see, it's kind of a weird symbol with, I don't know, it's very weird. And the community found out that this is a cipher, and we found out the meaning behind it. So I'm gonna show you my tweets. So if you follow me on Twitter, you might have seen this, or also if you've seen the community post that I did. Here, if we check the tweet that Simgurudoi just tweeted, if citrus stale, eat other root, okay? If we remove every other letter, so we take out the I and start with F, and then we remove C, I, remove T, R, we remove U, S, we get first letter of tweets since April 26th. So if we go back to Simgurudoi's page and we scroll back all the way, we can see that since the 26th, basically these are all hints. And if we read the single first letter of each tweet, we can read what this cipher means. So we got a W here, E, L, C, O, M, E, welcome, T, O, 2, M, O, O, N, moon, W, O, O, D, wood, M, I, L, L. And this is the last tweet that we needed to find because it's April 26th, 2022. So we get, "Welcome to Moonwood Mills." I believe the Moonwood Mill is gonna be the name of the brand new word that we're gonna get in this game pack. It really reads like a name for a word, and with a game pack we usually get a word, not every time, but if the rumors are true and we are getting werewolves, Moonwood Mill would make sense as a name for werewolves to live in. Some people are speculating because the original tweet by Simgurudoi says Sky Snacker Alps raid, that it could be some place in the mountains, so kind of a Switzerland inspired word. And if we actually check, my friend Simmer Erin, she released this list that was from a 2020 survey, and in these we do have Swiss mountain town and Scottish Highlands as two possible options, honestly, for a like mountain inspired word for this pack. So that is a possibility for Moonwood Mills to be a mountain word. And honestly, I'm kind of excited that it's another mountain word. I thought that after Mount Komorebi, they wouldn't go with this direction again. But it appears that this might lead in the same direction, which is pretty interesting. But of course, this is not the only hint that we got. So if we scroll up, you can see Simguru Connor, Simguru Nova, Simguru South, Simgur Salo, and Simgur George. They all released other ciphers based on the one here for Simgurudoi. So of course this says, "Welcome to Moonwood Mill." I found out the cipher, and I'm gonna show you all the things that these cipher mean. Of course, I didn't do it by myself. A lot of people in the community figured it out, and I got a little bit of help in the replies of my tweets. So, of course, credit to everybody that in the community that was going crazy with this cipher and found out everything. But of course, I'm gonna show you my version that I created. So, of course, we got Welcome to Moonwood Mill, which is the original cipher that we got from Simmuz. The next one that we got says a territory marking log. The next one is where did all these frogs come from, which is pretty interesting. The next one says there were mooncasters here. Another interesting one. I survived the century conflict. Another interesting one, very lore heavy, this one I feel. And take a dip in Lake Lunvik. Very interesting again. So we're gonna talk about every single one of these. Of course, the first one, Welcome to Moonwood Mill. It's pretty easy. I think this is the name of the new word that we're gonna get. And it's probably, as he said, gonna be maybe mountain inspired. I don't know, but it's clearly like this is what it means. Basically, using the tweets from Simmuz, you can relate every single letter from those tweets to these symbols, and using these symbols, slowly we figured out the rest of the ciphers. Because some of the symbols are the same, and of course you just have to use some imagination to fill up the blanks. So we got a territory marking log as our second hint, and I wanna point out territory marking, it's already kind of in the werewolves kind of realm, because there's like werewolves are wolves, so they have a territory to mark and they wanna have their own territory and protect it. Log is interesting as a word choice, especially with the other hint that we got after this one, which talks about frogs. For this one, I think we're gonna get some kind of way for werewolves to like set their territory, maybe? That could be something. But where did all these frogs come from? The frogs come in a log. In the game, most of the frogs, you can get them from logs around the world. So I think there might be some connection with the frogs that we have in game. I was thinking maybe the frogs are like related in some way to werewolves. I don't know. I'm not really sure. It could be like food related, like vampires do. Vampires can use frogs to create plasma packets to drink instead of drinking from SIMS. So it could be one of options, but I think this might be something different even. I don't know where the frogs come in, but we are getting a lot of frogs hints. We also got a temporary scenario in game that it's all about frogs. So I think they're really leaning into the frog here. And we'll see where that goes. The next hint says there were mooncasters here. And that's very interesting, a very interesting choice of words, mooncasters. So this very much sounds like the word spellcasters, and we know that the spellcasters are the witches and wizards that we got with Realm of Magic. So I think Mooncaster might be the name for the new occult that we are gonna get for this pack. Are they gonna be werewolves? I mean, the word moon really hints to werewolves. And I think they might have gone with mooncasters instead of werewolves, because the meaning of the word werewolves means man wolf, like an actual human male wolf. And if you wanna go with gender neutral or include women as well, you might want to switch to a different kind of word, I think. And that might have been also the reason for spellcasters instead of having witches and wizards, which is two different words. For a simple, easy word that connects everybody, they used spellcaster. And I think this might be the case here for mooncasters. I don't know, I saw a lot of people that aren't very happy with the idea of mooncasters instead of werewolves as the name of this occult. I personally don't mind too much, because I mean, in the end, it's probably the same thing. And this also might mean that you are not only gonna transform into wolves, you could transform it maybe in other animals, which would be interesting and another different way to do more occults, more type of occults, that it's not only the werewolves. For this next hint, here is very interesting. I survived the century conflict. And this is very weird. I was thinking at first that it might have been a connection with vampires, but the thing is, if you don't own vampires, you might only own the what I'm gonna call the Mooncaster pack. You wouldn't love to get lore about an occult sim that you don't have in game, right? And they usually don't do that. Like, they usually keep packs pretty related to itself unless you have another pack that they can connect to, and if you don't own it, they usually keep it separate. So now I'm thinking that it's probably survived a century conflict between werewolves or well, mooncasters and human sims. That could be it. Or if we relate back to the frogs, there could be some connection there, that maybe we're gonna have two species in this new pack. Maybe mooncasters and froglets or fairies of some kind. I was thinking fairies too. And they are gonna battle or be against each other. Lastly, we have take a dip in Lake Lunvik. So this gives us a couple hints, I think. First thing first, we're gonna have a swimmable lake, which is gonna be called Lunvik. And it's probably gonna be part of the word. What I'm thinking also, the word lun comes from Latin, which is of course related to the moon, and Vic comes from Scottish, if I'm not mistaken, or is like a Celtic part of language. So this might be that Scottish Highlands word that we were looking for, that Simmer Erin gave us the list with all the survey words. So this could be related to that. So of course, as of right now, these are all the hints that we got. We don't have any more ciphers. These last two from Singur George and Singur Salas are the last two that we got as of right now. If we get more hints, of course, go follow me on Twitter so that you'll see what I'm talking about and maybe we can cipher it together. But now let's talk theories. So I am very, very into the idea that this pack is gonna be werewolves, well, Mooncaster in this case, and they are gonna be like kind of werewolves. Well, at least related to the moon in some way. I mean, we got a lot of hints for that. We got a hint even recently on Twitter through the little camper kit. They hid a couple of yellow, like glowing eyes in the back of the promotional image. Only on Twitter, it doesn't show up in the official image, so it's clear that that was a hint towards something. And like glowing yellow eyes, it's very wolves-like, so it feels like they're very much hinting towards that. I was also thinking we might get some kind of yeti kind of thing, but I have another theory for that now. Same is still related to the little camper kit. But for this game pack, I really believe that they're gonna be werewolves, and I think we have finally a word name and a lake that is gonna be there. About this lore, I think this is gonna be a little more lore heavy than other Sims 4 packs, because Sims 4 has been lacking in lore and a lot of people have been complaining. And it is related to also their little updates to base game that is slowly coming through. This might be also a way to bring in more lore for The Sims 4, with Mooncasters having this battle of the century, this conflict between Mooncasters and we don't know. I'm leaning towards maybe people or another kind of creature. I don't know. A lot of people are seeing fairies, but I'm not expecting them to give us two occults in one game pack, so I'm not super open to that. I don't think that's gonna happen. I was saying yetis because we were talking about mountains a lot, and there was a lot of yeti stuff in the little camper kit, but I don't think they're gonna be yetis. But maybe you can create a yeti for the release date, which is the last thing that I'm gonna talk about in this pack. Then we're gonna quickly talk about what I think the yeti means. If we look up what the next full moon is gonna be, so we all know that moon has different phases, and more or less the whole process of the moon, like the whole entire phases of the moon, go through in a 28-day period, like more or less a month. So, or more or less every month we do get a new moon, so a completely black moon, and a full moon, so a completely white to totally round moon. This month, for June, this moon is gonna be the strawberry moon, which is also a super moon, as you can see, on the 14th of June. And if we check, June 14th is a Tuesday, which is one of the days that the Sims team does put out content usually in. So it would work. June 14th on a Tuesday, full moon, super moon especially, like it's gonna be a super moon. So I think that might be the release date for the pack. Since we're all talking about mooncasters, we're talking about moon stuff, we have the Lanvik Lake, so it's again related to the moon. They're very much leaning into the moon part, and if it is werewolves, like we are all speculating, it would make sense to be like all moon related stuff. So I think June 14th 2022 would be the perfect release date for this pack. And now we're gonna quickly talk about what I think the Yeti might mean. So as I said, we got the new kit, one of the new kits, the Little Camper kit. And in that pack, we got a lot of items with Yeti stuff. So we got a big plushie of a Yeti. In the fireplace, we got Yeti figures. There's a little toy of a Yeti. We got we got a lot of a Yeti heavy thing. So that's why I was thinking that we might have a Yeti kind of thing going with mooncasters. So maybe it is related to this and you can make a Yeti as a mooncaster or kind of like a Yeti kind of figure. What I was thinking instead, it's not gonna be for this pack, but it's a hint for a future pack. So I was thinking this summer we might get a refresh for a new game pack like we did for Spade last year, and we might get a refresh for Outdoor Retreat. And Outdoor Retreat, of course, is about going out camping in the beautiful Granite Falls world, which, you know, it's not the best game pack, not my favorite personally, but I know it's very loved by the community because it was the first game pack that we got, so a lot of people own it, so it would be great if they refreshed that. I think it was such a missed opportunity of not having any kind of Bigfoot, Yeti jokes, or something in the forest, and only have the hermit, which is fine, you know, it's something at least, but it would have made sense in my opinion to have like a Yeti or a Bigfoot kind of thing. So I think this might be a hint towards a refresh of Outdoor Retreat with maybe a Yeti or a Bigfoot added to the word. So are you excited for a possible Werewolves pack coming soon in The Sims 4? I am honestly interested in seeing what they're gonna go for. And honestly, of course, if you wanna find out and be, of course, all the time informed, I highly suggest you follow Simmer Erin, which I really very much thank as well for letting me know about the survey list of word, which is very interesting. And she always posts about news all the time. Of course, if you want to follow me on Twitter as well, I always talk about new stuff and the Sim stuff, especially when it comes out, so I highly suggest you follow me as well, and of course follow the Sims official account, because that's the best way to get information immediately. But I guess this is it. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Would you like to have werewolves in your game? Are you excited for this pack? Do you like the name Moonwood Mill? Would you want to see what this kind of word is gonna entail? Do you care about mooncasters, or do you want it to be werewolves? Let me know. And what do you think about the Yeti? Is the Yeti gonna be in this pack, or is it a hint for a future refresh like I'm thinking? Let me know everything that you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, put on notifications so that you know when the next video is coming out. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye!